Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to be coming up in today's reading. I am planning on simply keeping things open-ended so that we can really channel deeply into whatever messages or threads of energy want to come through here. If you do want to contribute your energy in a stronger way to the reading, I do recommend subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as these are forms of energetic transference that can allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your current situation. Also, I always like to preface these readings by saying that your intuition really is the ultimate guide for your life. So my goal through these readings is to help you more consciously connect with that intuitive voice within yourself. But with that being said, I always advocate for listening to your intuition above all else and only taking the messages here that truly connect for you in that personal and intuitive way. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by shuffling the energy oracle cards here. I am opening up this reading so that anything can come through, whether it's related to life, love, your soul's purpose here on earth, messages from your guides, your higher self. So if you do have any strong desires or intentions for the direction of this reading, if you take a moment just to reflect on those. If you're listening to the playback, you can even pause the video, reflect on maybe what you want to hear through this reading, and I may be able to pick up on that in a stronger way and incorporate that desire that you have into today's reading, because of course all these videos are co-creations. So thank you for being part of this beautiful co-creative process here on YouTube. I'm so excited for all the ways our community is growing and expanding and evolving here. The first card to come out is the root chakra reversed. So, okay, I'm picking up that when I asked you to transmit your intentions, someone wanted me to speak on why they've been feeling unsettled or destabilized in some way. Yeah, that word unsettled is coming out, almost like a foundation is feeling a little bit shaky. This won't be for everyone, but the reason I picked up on this thread of energy is because this person is just coming through so strongly. So I want to know, just so you can confirm if this message is for you, let's find out what this person is feeling destabilized about. So why is this particular person or group of people feeling destabilized? Okay, with the third eye chakra reversed, I feel like this person is feeling really confused about something, not sure which way to go, having trouble hearing their own intuition on something, because it's almost like there's a third eye veil here or something. And of course, our third eye is our intuitive voice. So I feel that whoever this is, they're having difficulty getting a clear answer internally about something. So you may be someone who's literally asked your spirit guides, your higher self, your higher power to give you some kind of clear answer. You're seeking some kind of clarity that's been really difficult to find. You've been feeling really confused about something, or even kind of going back and forth about something in your life. And again, this has led to feeling very unstable, feeling unsettled emotionally, internally. So I want to know a bit more on how I can bring clarity to this person or situation. What is the clarity that they're seeking? So first of all, what I'm hearing is you are a naturally very intuitive person, which might be why you've been feeling more unsettled, that you've not really been able to get a clear internal answer on this. I'm getting that typically your intuition is so clear, so loud, and it's spot on accurate. So it's actually spiritually significant that you're having trouble hearing your intuition right now, because it may actually mean that something isn't being fully consciously revealed to you for a spiritual reason. Because I just keep getting the word time, like give it time. There's something that maybe you aren't meant to fully see the big picture of or to fully know at this moment. And I'm hearing if no path feels clear to you, then that in itself is the in the moment answer. Meaning if no path feels clear and aligned for you, if you're feeling confused which way to go, this may be a sign that it's not time to make that choice. I'm hearing your path will always call out to you in a way that will feel clear to you. So if you're not feeling that clarity, I'm hearing it's okay to give yourself permission to just be. And I felt this wave of relief. Maybe just thinking that brings you relief, because maybe you've been internally pressuring yourself or even receiving external pressure to make some kind of choice or decision prematurely. And the way you know it's premature is because you've been feeling confused. Trust that you are intuitive enough that when your path calls out to you, it will feel clear to you. And you will be able to hear it and follow it clearly. So if you're not getting that yet, there's nothing really that you need to do. I'm even getting, there's nothing you actively have to do to like clear this energy. It's just that something is being prepared for you. And that's why it's feeling confusing, because you're pushing yourself to access a choice that isn't, I'm hearing that maybe right in the future, but isn't ready yet for you. It's almost like you are artificially, internally trying to pressure yourself or externally getting pressure to make a decision to do something, but that pathway is still being aligned for you in the spiritual realm. And I feel like you're being guided to simply give yourself permission to be where you are fully, to just relax and to allow the correct path to come to you in divine timing, to trust yourself, your inner self, that you are intuitive enough that when it does come to you and it is lined up for you, you're going to be able to recognize it. Okay, so while I was speaking there, another thread of energy emerged. I feel like this is going to be different. I'm getting that this reading, we may jump around quite a bit to different people that are sending different intentions. Of course, you may connect with many different threads of energy, or they may even interrelate with each other for you, depending on your personal circumstances. So I will leave that interpretation to you and to your intuition. But as I was channeling through all of that, I got man holding a heart in the reverse position. And so here I'm picking up on potentially a masculine energy. It doesn't have to be. And of course, these labels, masculine and feminine, don't necessarily correlate to gender. We all have a balance of both energies within ourselves. But I feel when I refer to this person as a masculine, this means they are someone who tends to be more in their head, tends to be more logically driven, tends to be more action oriented, physical world, 3D oriented. And I'm getting that they're trying to wrap their mind around something deeply spiritual that they're sensing towards you. But I'm hearing it's taking them a lot longer to figure this out than it's taken you. Maybe you resonate more so with the feminine side of the equation. You may be someone who's very in touch with their emotions, their intuition, their own spiritual nature, as well as the spiritual realm generally. And I feel like you almost in an instant knew what the connection was with this person, or at least knew that it held a deeper spiritual significance. They felt it too, but it's almost like because they are more so the masculine here, they've been overthinking it. They've been struggling to really sense and feel into what their intuition is trying to tell them that this connection is, beyond what they can visibly see or understand from that logical perspective, which is the lens through which they're accustomed to seeing the world. So it's almost uncomfortable for them trying to feel into what's happening spiritually between the two of you. So as a result of that, I'm getting this person may move very slowly, or it's like there's an energetic transference happening between you currently. So you feel this person almost like figuring out the spiritual side of this connection. You feel them telepathically going deeper into this, but it happens so slowly because they're coming at it more so from that masculine 3D focused angle. And so you could feel a little bit of impatience or restlessness because you sense that energy transfer just like they do, but they're processing it more slowly, if that makes sense. And it's causing them to almost hesitate. But it is still being processed. And that's the positive message here. Even though it's happening slowly, they are still having these realizations about what's happening between the two of you spiritually. It's just happening at a different rate. Okay, so can I channel more about what is going on with this masculine energy that we're picking up on? Yin Yang reversed. Okay, so this seems to be a very high-level soulmate or a twin flame. There is definitely a spiritual connection here. However, the fact this card is reversed tells me that there's been some kind of major disconnect. There's been some kind of energetic blockage here within this person that has really entirely prevented this connection from reaching its full potential in the spiritual realm. I'm hearing stunted growth. It's almost like it's been like this flower trying to grow between the cracks of the sidewalk. That's interesting that that metaphor came out, because with concrete, that's coldness, it's heaviness, it's density. It almost represents a harsh environment, but there's this beautiful, delicate thing trying to grow in the middle of that harsh environment. And I feel like this is your spiritual connection trying to grow, trying to flourish, but it feels so delicate, and it's trying to grow in an environment that is perpetually trying to stunt its growth or really not conducive to it growing. But I'm also just getting it's so different from its environment. It's so much more delicate than its environment. It's beautiful, but it also has kind of a vulnerability. Maybe your connection spiritually is sort of this way, where there's something about it that's very, I'm hearing heartfelt and warm in a way that is so much more different than any other romantic connection either of you have experienced. But there's also this sense of delicacy to it, this feeling of not wanting to overstep, not wanting to trample it or to stop its growth. Maybe this person is hesitant in approaching you because they recognize how different this connection feels, how beautiful it is, but also how delicate it is. And they want to proceed with caution. They don't want to, I'm hearing, overstep their own bounds here. I also have to say that as I've been doing that whole flower in concrete metaphor, I have to say a message from someone's guides is coming through, that's very much been you in general in your life as well. That you've been this beautiful flower that has grown in spite of all the odds being against you, in an environment that may have never really been conducive to your growth and may have been very different from your nature as this flower. And I'm just feeling this overwhelming, welling up sense of pride for the fact that you've continued to embrace your elegance, your grace, your beauty, your delicate nature in a world that has done everything in its power to stunt your growth or to stomp you out energetically. I'm hearing your power is in your softness. And this is interesting because I kept getting the words light touch the last few days, especially when situations were coming up where we've talked about on the channel how people could be feeling very triggered by your energy in negative ways. And I just keep hearing softness is your superpower. It's like when you are met with these energies and projections, you carry this strength and this light about you. But the thing is, it's also so soft. And it's not that you allow yourself to be stepped on, but it's almost like you aren't afraid to continue being soft, to continue being emotionally sensitive and compassionate and creative and beautiful on a soul level in a world that would ask you to fight fire with fire. And it's funny, I keep getting that quote. I believe it was from Martin Luther King Jr. And I really want to do this quote justice because this actually came up the other day. I really, really want to share this verbatim. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. And actually the full quote is, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. And I feel like that really represents you and your energy, how you are the light that drives out the darkness, not by fighting it with its same essence, but by being such a powerful beacon and example of the complete opposite. And just like how a very small bit of light, even just the most dim flickering candlelight, can still illuminate much of a darkened room, your light has the ability to illuminate so much more shadow than you realize. Your impact is so much wider than you give yourself credit for. And I'm hearing that softness has to start with yourself, and that so much of your journey recently, especially if you resonate more as the feminine here, has been learning how to embrace your softness, how to embrace this light touch approach to life, to embrace your delicate, sensitive, emotional nature, to see that as your superpower and not your weakness. I know we went off on kind of a tangent there, but I feel that message really needed to reach someone's heart. So I hope that found you if it was for you. Now let's circle back to this potential masculine energy. Again, it could be a feminine. It doesn't have to be a masculine, but they seem to be more in their masculine, in their logical mind, their 3D focused self. So let's go into more on what is going on with them at this time. And I'm going to pull from the What's the Vibe deck. By the way, there will be an extended version of this reading exclusive to members either on the YouTube channel or Patreon members, depending on where you feel more comfortable listening from. So in the extended, we will go deeper into the messages, channeling through whatever wants to come through for that more exclusive extended group. And if you do want to join either of the memberships, again, you can listen either place on Patreon or on YouTube memberships. But I will be leaving links to the extended reading in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. And when you sign up, you get access to 3 extended reading videos I do on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every single week. Okay, so here we have the card Daydreaming, Head in the Clouds, Delusion, Hopes and Dreams. Well, I'm going to pull more cards, but I definitely see them in a daydream state when it comes to you. For some reason, I'm seeing a field of wildflowers. I don't know if that's significant to someone, but I'm picking up, I'm getting that song, I'm in a field of dandelions, wishing on everyone that you would be mine. I see forever in your eyes. I feel okay when I see you smile. I'm actually going to look up more of those lyrics because it's a very daydreamy song, and I feel like this kind of represents how this person is feeling towards you. So let's pull up more of the lyrics here. I feel like there are direct channeled messages in these lyrics, by the way. Maybe someone is a songwriter or a musician or a lyricist or poet here. I feel like this is also confirmed with smell the roses, although it's roses, not dandelions. I feel like this flower imagery is confirming that there is some kind of direct message in these song lyrics. So I'm going to pull a few lines here that seem to really connect. Maybe it's the way you say my name. Maybe it's the way you play your game, but it's so good. I've never known anybody like you. I've never dreamed of nobody like you. So I feel like, first of all, this person is really saying there is something about the way that you actually say their name. This person loves hearing you say their name, or they're thinking about the way that you used to say their name. And I'm hearing it felt so right on your lips to hear their name on your lips because, or maybe this represents kissing. Of course, there's something about the lips here. I feel like this person also just really loved the way you speak, the way you explain your mind. But they also are reflecting that they've never met anyone like you. They actually, when they say, I've never dreamed of anybody like you, it's more than just that they've never known someone like you. It's like they couldn't even imagine someone like you. They could have written down everything they desired in a person, and you would have come along and somehow still been more than that list. I've heard of a love that comes once in a lifetime. This is more of the lyrics. And I'm pretty sure that you are that love of mine. Wow, I'm getting chills all over. So this person really feels as though you are a unique love to them. They feel as though this is a once in a lifetime love. By the way, the artist of this song is Ruth B. The name of the song is Dandelions, if you do want to look it up. But I'm going to channel a bit more from this song. I've never felt so alive and free when you're looking at me. I've never felt so happy. I see forever in your eyes. I feel okay when I see you smile, wishing on dandelions all the time, wishing on everyone that you'd be mine. Okay, yeah, wow. So I know we channeled quite a bit from that, but it's because I feel that song came up because there are so many lyrics that are almost direct messages from this person's headspace. They're in this very wishful, daydreamy state of being where they're realizing what they had with you. I feel like this is someone from your past. If this message is for you, I saw the number 222 on the recording timer. They feel like this truly is a once in a lifetime love. I also get the sense something in their life has forced them physically to slow down a bit. This seems to be someone who is almost running on adrenaline, or always, I'm hearing walking around in a zombie-like state, like half disconnected from the world, half disconnected from themselves. But something in their life forced them to reconnect. I don't know if it's some jarring event that took place, a loss, just a realization, a shakeup in their life. But I feel something forced them to slow down and to reconnect internally. And that's putting them in this, well, what they feel is a daydream state, but really this is them suddenly tapping into that space within them they've been avoiding and disconnecting from, that has always been connecting with you spiritually and has always been aware of this potential timeline where the two of you are together. So let's see if we can channel anything else from this person's headspace. So what else would this person like to say to you? I'm seeing something about earrings. Maybe someone here wears earrings. You are so different from everyone around me. Maybe you are that flower in the concrete to this person. Their life feels like the concrete right now, like that cold, harsh, gray kind of environment. And you were the color, the vibrancy, the beautiful energy in their life. But the thing is, I feel like you brought them to life too. Like you brought that energy out of them as well. I can't stop thinking about you. So I am going to continue this in the extended reading. We're going to look at what this person is actually thinking about you. We're going to channel more specific thoughts that they may be having, feelings they're having towards you, as well as how they may be moving towards you in the future. So that extended information is going to be in the additional reading. And again, I will leave links to listen either on YouTube memberships or on Patreon underneath this video. But I'm going to move on and open up the last part of the reading to channeling through anyone or anything else that wants to come through. So if you do have any further intentions that haven't been answered yet, you could reflect on those or think on those now. And we have caring connections reversed. So this could be for someone feeling a lack of support from a specific person or from a group of people, feeling like their energy isn't being reciprocated. With the thinking woman reversed, there's this sense of, this message will be probably for a specific group, but there's this sense of people trying to connect with you through the logical mind, through communication, through the physical avenues, almost like forcefully trying to get your attention or connect with you. But the frequency is so different that they can't seem to reach you, or it's almost like there is this miscommunication taking place or this interference in your communication with these individuals. And it's almost like you could have a conversation and it's like you're listening to the person, but their words aren't fully processing, or vice versa. You say things to them and they hear your words, but it's almost like they don't actually process anything that you're saying. It's like you're speaking two different languages, even though you're having a conversation in the same literal language physically. This is a clear indication that you're just on a different frequency from someone. So if you've been having some of these conversations lately where you feel like you are completely not being heard, or vice versa, like you're trying to follow what the other person is saying, but it's almost not registering, again, this can just be a sign that you both are on very different vibrational frequencies. And in our general global collective, as we shift more into an energy-based reality, what we're finding is communication that has always happened purely through physical means without an alignment energetically beneath the surface is going to become increasingly difficult, because we're shifting into a dimension where mostly all of our conversation, all of our communication, almost all of it is actually happening telepathically and energetically, whether you're aware of this or not. So really, we transmit this energy between us constantly. Even when we're not physically seeing or speaking to someone, those lines of communication are still open subconsciously and telepathically. And so if we are on a very different wavelength bandwidth, a very different frequency bandwidth from another person or group, we quite literally will not be able to force ourselves into consistent communication and interaction. And when we do try to force that communication or interaction, we can speak all we want without ever feeling like we're really hearing each other or actually having a conversation. And I'm just getting this message of not feeling the need to expend energy, trying to use physical words to explain yourself or to make yourself seen or understood by a person or a group or a collective of people that is on a very different frequency from you, to allow your people to gravitate towards you via the law of attraction, which of course draws together similar vibrational frequencies, to let your people, so to speak, people who understand you on a soul level, people who are similar to you in terms of frequency, to find you and to connect with you, instead of trying to force people who are committed to misunderstanding you to understand you or to see you clearly. And when I say committed to misunderstanding you, I guess more accurately, they're just committed to a certain frequency right now. Not to say that won't ever change, but right now they're committed to a certain frequency that blocks them from being able to access or understand you fully at your frequency. If they're committed to a frequency of fear or insecurity or anger or whatever it is at the moment, they're not going to be able to fully see and understand and appreciate you in a frequency of love, in a frequency of joy, in a frequency of freedom. And a message is just coming through very strongly about not expending your precious energy trying to force physical connections in places where there is not that energetic and vibrational alignment. So let's see if I can channel anything else here. Who or what else wants to come up in this first reading here on YouTube? Keep your heart open with the heart chakra card. I also got this message download overnight while I was sleeping and dreaming. And the message download was, your aura is so bright and strong right now. In the dream, I saw someone literally like a stranger walking up to you and saying this, but I feel like this was meant to be a message delivered to you that, well, maybe you have had a stranger or a person come up to you and compliment you or tell you that they love your vibe or your energy or just compliment something about you, but what they're really complimenting on a deeper level is your energy, your aura. But I also just feel this was meant to be a delivered message to you to tell you your aura has become so strong and so beautiful. But I'm hearing that it's also because of certain intentional shifts that you've made recently when it's come to where you're investing your energy. So for many of you listening, I'm getting that you've really pulled back from maybe what we just described earlier, trying to explain yourself to certain groups or people, trying to force a connection that isn't really aligning right now vibrationally. I feel like you've called back so much of your energy and power, and it's really showing in your aura, in your auric field, in a way that, yes, other people may not visually see it or call it your aura, but it is drawing to you the people who are at a frequency of being able to really appreciate you and see you and support you and communicate with you. With storm warning reverse and rest and rejuvenation, there's some emphasis being placed here on ease and peace. So maybe you've been keeping your heart open by protecting your peace or prioritizing a state of peace, a state of ease, either through relaxation techniques, meditation, or maybe distancing yourself from people or things who may have disrupted your peace in the past. I feel like while you're in that state of peace, that state where your heart is open, it's almost like there's someone who was disconnected from you physically, so they may have ghosted you, suddenly stopped talking to you. Maybe there was a miscommunication or a blockage or just some kind of physical disconnect. I'm getting it may have felt very sudden. And the reason is because you are on this higher level frequency than this person. You've got your heart very open, you're protecting your peace, and this person has been feeling very destabilized in their life. But what I'm hearing is they are actually feeling on the outside looking in of your life. They're still very much aware of you, and they're actually longing to connect with you in a stronger way physically. But this person has been pushed to some kind of decision point in their life. And I feel at the moment, because you're at such a high level of frequency, it's almost like you're being protected right now from connecting physically more with this person because there's a lot of chaos going on in their life. But I do feel that they've been pushed to some kind of decision point that could change everything here between the two of you, is what I'm getting. I know that sounds really dramatic, but that's just what came through. So in the extended version of the reading, I'm going to be looking into this person's energy and reading into what this decision is for them, as well as how they're most likely to move forward based on the current energy and how this could impact the way that they are connecting or communicating with you in the physical world. Any other messages this person has for you as well will also be in the extended. So again, the link to listen to that extended reading either on YouTube memberships or on Patreon is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Otherwise, I'm going to close the reading here. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If anything resonated, I would love to hear from you in the comments. I would also love to have you here on the channel. I invite you to subscribe, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself for more inspiration, information, and energy updates. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in the next reading.